Yo, we're gonna start with a quick lesson, okay? Something that I've just applied right now, and hopefully it's gonna be pretty effective, but I think it's pretty effective. So, let's get into it. So, have you ever, felt like a day has passed and you have not really done the thing that you actually wanted to do? Now, this is not gonna apply to everyone because some of you are hopeless, to be honest, um, and are literally just going to be procrastinating really hard from everything. But if you're not procrastinating all the time, then let's stop. So, let's say you have a bunch of tasks. Sometimes you wake up, you get to work, and you're pretty productive. Sometimes that's not the case. So, when you wake up and you're productive, chances are, well, there's a lot of different many things that could affect this, by the way, but we're gonna attack kind of like the most important ones. Okay, one is your tasks, or my tasks, are probably easier, so you end up actually doing them pretty easily because you don't have too much resistance to them. Right? They may take effort, it may be a long task, but for you they're not hard. And then when that happens, you can go through the day and get a lot of stuff done. Now, when you have something that has some resistance to it, right? Something that is hard to do, and that's relative to everyone, right? Sometimes, a simple email could be hard, and sometimes a different kind of email could be hard, or some other work. Doesn't matter, right? So sometimes we get distracted, right? So distractions are things that happen to us, right? Things that are outside of our control, such as people coming into your room distracting you, or notifications on your phone, or someone calling you, or whatever. Like could be many things that happening to you, right? Noises, people, whatever. Now, those are fairly easy to remove. Okay, so not always, but if you remove those distractions, the next thing that you're going to be facing is yourself. You're going to distract yourself because you don't want to do the hard thing most of the time. So, to remove distractions, right? Most of the time, what you want to do, if it's people, try to ask them obviously not to come to your room. If it's outside things like your phone, put it on silence, put it away. Right, turn off your notifications on your computer or other things, right? Like if you get notified on Discord, just close the Discord if you can, right? Or put it on Disturb and you won't get notified all the time. Now, the harder thing is when you start procrastinating yourself. Now that happened to me. Now what happens then is that you start seeking distractions. Now that's different from just getting distracted. You actually get you start distracting yourself. Like for example, you don't want to do the thing, then you go to a website or something like YouTube, and then you start distracting yourself by watching videos, and then like a few hours have passed, and you just notice that you wasted all this time. Like what the hell happened, right? And so what you need to do is actually like between us. So like this is doing the work, right? And then this is like the outside, right? It's like an onion, right? And you want to peel the layers. First is distractions. You peel the distractions, and then you get rid of so then you face the procrastinations, right? That you need to focus on. And what you do then is you have to make the distractions just harder, right? So the way you do that is you block those distractions. You take them away out of your options. So one way to do that which is what I did recently, is an app called Turkey. Now ideally you get the paid version. It's $32 depending on, or more depending on your taxes, VAT. But you get it forever. So that's a good price. If you can save up some money, I know that's actually kind of fairly high price, but if you can save the money, then you'll be able to use it forever. But you don't need to buy it because you can still use it fairly well without it. So what you do is you find the most used websites by you to distract yourself. Right, so things like YouTube, things like shorts, things like reels, stuff like that. And honestly, shorts and reels, you should really just block them forever from your PC, right? They're not that useful. So the way you do it is you just in cold turkey, you make a block, right, of distractions. You add the reels and the shorts in there, specifically the links for them, and then you change the mode for unlocking to random words, and then you put like 1,000 random words. Trust me that you would not want to fucking unlock that shit all the time, and hopefully you're not so far gone that you would go out of your way to write 1,000 words towards reels and shorts, because the point is to create space, right, to create resistance, so that you have space to be like, wait, hold on, I'm avoiding something, I need to go back and do the work. So that's one thing. Also remove idea YouTube, right? You can block it. If you buy it, you can schedule when you cannot use it. But the best other way of using it is, for me, for example, I did it for, honestly I would also block it most of the time, but I need it for work. So I blocked the recommendation page and I just left out the channels page, specific channels. Then I put it on it's basically kind of like a schedule where you can unlock it between certain hours, but then it means you have to manually lock it later. So that's something you have to keep in mind. So using those things, and ideally also you install ActivityWatch. It's a free open source basically tracker, and you can track your websites that you open, your apps that you open, and you can basically categorize them and see where you spend your time. This is actually kind of important because then you can actually see, like, okay, where did my time go? Like, how efficient am I? Now, effectiveness and efficiency are different things, but at least you still need to see how good your efficiency is in terms of your time, how rarely you get distracted. So ideally you look at the ActivityWatch, see all the things that you get distracted by, and basically block them. Now sometimes it's hard because sometimes we can use many different things to distract ourselves, but at least you need to block the worst ones. Like reels and shorts are the worst ones. They'll pull you in, and then your dopamine is going to get used up, and then you're going to get fucked later. So you block those out, and then the next time you face a problem or a difficult task where you should be working but you're not, you have that space before distracting yourself with YouTube videos, whatever you get distracted. So it could be like even innocent things like drawing or whatever, I don't know. And then you need to try to work through those things, right? So this is mental work here, and your mind is basically going to want to not do something for some reason, and you want to find out why, and then you want to work through that. So I'm not saying going to therapy, I'm saying like just in the moment, something that you can really work on, and over time you'll learn how to deal with those things more and more. For example, for me the most common thing is something is overwhelming, and so I don't start it. And the reason it's overwhelming is because I don't break down the tasks into smaller things. It's a big project, and it's a creative project. The next thing would be the next thing for me would be just emotional resistance, which is not as often. It's just like being worried about something or nervous about something, and then I just like kind of like calm down, basically just count down 3 to 1, and then I'm kind of good with that. So those are the main ones. So the main lesson of this is I just gonna share some tactical tips, but really You just need to basically remove all the distractions that like you distract yourself with when you don't want to do work, and then you can use that time, have some space, and then try to actually retarget yourself back to work, even if it requires more effort. Then, right, you peel like that layer. The only layer that's left is the deepest one, and the deepest one is just effort. Like sometimes things are just effortful, and then you just need to remind yourself that things take effort, and then you're like, okay, this is the price that I'm willing, like that I signed up for to get what I want, and then you just do it. All right, and that was the lesson. That's more like a reminder for me because I just did that, so it just like solidified in my head. But just now, I had a call with one other person. They wanted a strategy call. Actually, it was actually really easy, man. Honestly, more successful people, bigger, like richer people, are so much easier to give value. Like literally, just easier. It's actually easier to give them value than the poor people. Like if I like my price per call that I gave him is 250. All right, even I was a little bit nervous even giving that. Which even though that's like my usual price, right? But if I price it at like 50 and I got a lot more people, those people will be harder to actually provide value because they don't know anything. Whereas people at that point actually know enough background knowledge where I can actually help them and give them specific things. And you know what this guy did? This guy actually made my job easier because he just sent me an agenda document with like a bunch of questions, and I could just sit down and prepare. I don't know, it took me like 10-20 minutes, and then the call was like 80 minutes, which is fine. Like, you know, we covered everything on the document, and they still respected my time, and I wanted to give it to them, so it's fine. Right, I made it their time worth it. But they still made it easier for me to give them value because they had specific problems, they had specific questions, they knew what you were looking for, and they could see the value easier. That's why really having a higher price actually kind of easier as long as you do the things that make that value worth it. That's about it. Now, my strategy for the next few things is I still need to send that email. This is the thing I've been avoiding, right? Is the sending an email to a person who could be my mentor, like I think I mentioned in my last video, and then finishing up the calls of the free guy who could give me money as well if he gets enough success. And then I need to get back to making videos, and then I also need to fulfill lots of stuff for the AI client that has came back to me, and that's pretty much it. And that's it. Now, finally, I'm really looking forward to honestly having very simple things that I need to do because I just want to get finish that stuff with the other guy, and then just have only this AI client and then Ecstasy, my other client, and honestly, even with him, like ideally I wouldn't even have to worry about it, but I kind of have to still. So that's kind of hard to not think about it. It's just like a thing that I keep forgetting if I don't like actively think about it, so that's kind of a problem. Like it's hard for me to focus on many things. Ideally, I really want to just focus on like one thing and just not have to think about anything else. But it is what it is. And yeah, and then I just need to grind my channel, and then we're good. The first video was performing okay for a while, and then it just stalled, and yeah, that's not good, to be honest. That's a bit unfortunate. But I think I just need to make more videos, and that video will eventually get revived, I think. So we'll see. That's about it. See you later. Blah blah. Oh god, I'm tired. I'm talking after. I've been talking for a long time. I'm still talking here.